Good evening, I'm Abhyuday Shrestha and these are the headlines of the hour. Government obstructs the protest by victims of loan sharks in Kathmandu. Home Minister terms the March for Justice as a ploy to confuse the public. Government strongly criticized at the Parliament. Financial irregularities observed in the procurement of health materials from the centre to provinces. Political pressure imposed to hand tenders to companies linked with vested interests. The United States pulls off its first lunar landing in more than half a century with a spacecraft built and operated by a Texas-based private company. And organizers KP Oli Football Club thumps A-Division League winners Church Boys United 3-0 at the KP Oli Cup football tournament. A 26-day-old infant has been stolen from Prasiti Griha in the capital's Thapatali. The child's mother, 22-year-old Sabina Shrestha, had reached the hospital at 11 this morning for regular checkup. She had asked a stranger woman to hold her baby. However, the woman disappeared a little while later. Sabina then filed a complaint at the police office. According to District Police Office Kathmandu, the stranger had offered to carry her baby. Sabina's husband is understood to be a taxi driver. Investigation is currently underway. Victims of loan sharks who arrived in Kathmandu from across the country last Wednesday following a 23-long arduous justice march on foot have reached Bhadrakali. The victims, who were drenched by yesterday's rain and spent a difficult night in Thankot last night, arrived at Ratna Park this afternoon. They were first barred from entering the Bhadrakali area. They are now spending the night at Brikuti Mandap. They had a plan to reach Bhadrakali by going through Kalanki, Tripureshwar and Ratna Park. The team of the Justice March, which was headed to Singhadarbar to put forth their demands to the government, was stopped by police in front of the City Hall at Exhibition Road for around 2 hours. They chanted slogans on the street after being stopped by the police. After traffic was obstructed, the police gave permission to the leaders of the Justice March to head towards Bhadrakali at around 4 p.m. The loan shark victims chanted slogans against the Home Minister, protesting against police brutality. The loan shark victims have remained firm in their stance, demanding for the formation of a high-level commission to solve their problems, and said that they would not return home until they receive justice. The Justice March of the victims of loan sharks that jointly started from Jhapa and Kantipur on 30th of January last month headed towards the federal capital to share their grievances with the government. At a time when the government has been saying that loan sharking has been termed illegal and actions have been taken against loan sharks, the victims have been complaining that they still have not received justice. Deputy Prime Minister and Home Minister Narayan Kaji Shrestha has termed the March for Justice by victims of loan sharks as a ploy to confuse the public, saying that there was no need for the victims to come to the capital. Speaking at a meeting with representatives from the civil society and media persons after the provincial level security meeting in Nepalganj, Minister Shrestha said that the loan sharks had admitted of their wrongdoing, and so the victims needed to consult with the district levels for any further concerns. Shrestha said the government had even formed laws to address the plight of the victims, and so the solution was at the district levels and not at the center. The minister added, out of the 26,000 complaints received from the victims of loan sharks, more than 5,000 had been settled. In case the victims did not receive justice from their district administrations, they can knock on the court's door. The minister, however, remained silent on the issue of victims of cooperatives. Meanwhile, lawmakers have drawn the attention of the government at the Parliament today to address the demands of the victims of loan sharks who have been protesting with the demand for justice. The parliamentarians expressed objections, saying that the government has not taken any steps to address the demands of the loan shark victims who arrived in Kathmandu 2 days ago from across the country following a 23-day-long arduous justice march on foot. Speaking at the meeting of the House of Representatives today, lawmakers urged the government not to neglect the demands of the victims of loan sharks. The parliamentarians also questioned why the problems of loan shark victims have not been addressed despite a law being formulated to resolve their problems. The lawmakers also accused the government of providing protection to the loan sharks. The Department of Health Services has been criticized numerous times with its procurement of medicines and health equipment, as majority of the procurements conducted by government entities, including those concerning health services, have faced allegations of financial irregularities. Former officials of the department say bargaining for commission is a part of the procurement process. The department has on numerous occasions been alleged of creating procurement specifications that best fit companies that cater to their vested interests. It may be recalled, ahead of the recently held election, the Health Ministry of Bagmati Province called for a tender to purchase health materials worth 640 million rupees. This included portable ultrasonograph, CT scan machine, among others. The Department of Health Services, during the same time, issued a similar tender call. A complaint was later filed alleging that the company that was selected did not fulfill the criteria to support the procurement of portable USG machine. Former officials of the department say commission gains are certain during procurement like this. In October last year, the department had called for tender to procure 8 mammography machines for 160 million rupees. However, the tender call was scrapped in 2 months' time after allegations of irregularity in company selection. Recently, the department also cancelled the tender for oral contraceptive pills. In all of these cancelled calls, the department has attributed technical issues as the reason. The government has issued 1.07 billion rupees for vaccines, nutrition materials and medicines in the ongoing fiscal year. Another 2.42 billion rupees has been issued for health equipment. The department has moved forward with the procurement process of 37 different health materials, including procurement of equipment worth 1.4 billion rupees. However, this has also met with controversy. Over a dozen cases have been filed at the anti-graft body CIAA against Surendra Charosia of the department's supply division. Experts say, apart from the staff's ill intentions, procurement decisions are also easily influenced by ministers. Prime Minister Pushpakamal Dahal has claimed of concluding the Transitional Justice Bill within 5 days at maximum and tabled at the Parliament. Speaking at a book launch event held at his party's office today, Prime Minister Dahal said it would not take more than 5 days for the Parliamentary Committee to conclude the bill before it is tabled at the Parliament. He added that Fagun 1st, as per the Nepali calendar, would be celebrated as the National Day after the bill is concluded. Newly appointed Vice Chancellor at the Tribhuvan University, Kesarjang Baral, has urged all political parties to refrain from interfering in the university activities, saying that any interference would affect the momentum of the academic calendar. Speaking with the media after assuming office, Baral said his priority is to ensure the implementation of the academic calendar for university reform. He also expressed commitment to stop the mass exodus of youths by holding examinations on time and revising the curriculum to ensure the creation of job opportunities. Vice Chancellor Baral met with University Chancellor and Prime Minister Pushpakamal Dahal today and expressed commitment to improve the education sector. A trilateral agreement is scheduled to be inked within a month to export electricity generated in Nepal to Bangladesh via India. Likewise, an agreement has been reached between Nepal Electricity Authority and Bangladesh's Bangladesh Power Development Board to export the electricity in around 4 months' time. Although entities of Nepal, India and Bangladesh signed an initial draft to buy and sell electricity, a trilateral agreement is yet to be signed. After India agreed to let Nepal export up to 40 megawatts of electricity to Bangladesh through its country, The Nepal Electricity Authority has sent the rates of the electricity to be exported. A team of Nepal Electricity Authority had recently gone to Bangladesh to discuss on the rates of the electricity to be exported and returned home today. As Bangladesh has agreed on the rates Nepal had sent and the Bangladesh Power Development Board has sanctioned the rates, the works of reaching a trilateral agreement has moved forward. Nepal and Bangladesh are preparing to ink a 5-year agreement. The Nepal Electricity Authority has informed that a trilateral agreement will be signed for Nepal to supply its electricity to Bangladesh using the 400 kV Dhalkebar Muzaffarpur cross-border transmission line and India's Barampur Bhermara transmission line. In our public voice segment today, we have asked people in several provinces, why has the government announced of projects but failed to complete them on time? Let's take a look at what they had to say.
कमिसन को सबै खेल हो
ठेकेदारले ठिका लिएको हुन्छ तर पैसा टाइमली नभएर ढिलो हुन्छ
विकास निर्माणको कुरामा अनुगमन गर्ने प्लानिङ गर्ने त्यसलाई चाहिँ सुपरभाइज गर्ने त्यसपछि चाहिँ बजेट हाल्ने कुरा भन्दा पनि सरकारकै गठबन्धन सरकारकै चाहिँ मन्त्रीमण्डल सरकारकै चाहिँ टिकाउमा व्यस्तता भएको कारणले
सरकारले महत्त्वाकांक्षी भएर योजना बनाउँछ र आफ्नो मेकानिजमलाई चुस्त दुरुस्त र विश्वासिलो ढंगले अगाडि नबढ्दाखेरि त्यो कार्यान्वयनमा जाँदैन
सरकारकै आफूले टाइममा भुक्तानी दिन नसक्नेका कारणले गर्दाखेरि निर्माणका कामहरू अल्पत्र परिरहेका छन्
इच्छा शक्ति र इमानदारीताको खाँचो छ
असफल नेतृत्व समयमा सरकारले अथवा राज्यले ठेकेदारलाई बजेट उपलब्ध नगराए हुनाले काम सम्पन्न हुन नसकेको
सरकारले पूरा गर्नुपर्छ भनेर योजना बनाएको भए पूरा हुन्छ तर सरकारै त्यसमा लागेको म त देख्दिन
देशको राजनीति अस्थिरताको कारणले गर्दा हो
खानेपानी र सडकको समन्वय छैन विद्युत र यो सरकारबाट विकास निर्माण सरकारबाटको समन्वय छैन
It's now time for our segment Public Pulse, where you text us with your opinion.
Public Pulse.
But before that, let's take a look at the results from yesterday's poll. Yesterday we had asked you, what should be done to invite rich and well-known people to the investment summit? 63% voted for A, strong diplomatic initiative, 34% for B, attractive projects, and 3% for C, mobilize the private sector. And here's today's question. What's your take on the trend of appointing close aides by pretending to fulfill required processes? Your options are A, injustice to the qualified, B, deceptive tactics, and C, abuse of authority. The voting is on. Type NEWS, select your option A, B, or C, and send it to 34001 to share your opinion with us. And it's time now for the international updates. The United States has pulled off its first lunar landing in more than half a century with a spacecraft built and operated by a Texas-based private company. Only 4 countries apart from the U.S. have successfully landed on the moon. Japan last month became the 5th country to achieve the feat when it landed its so-called Moon Sniper spacecraft on the lunar surface, following in the footsteps of the former Soviet Union, China, and India. Odysseus launched from Florida on 15th of February on a SpaceX Falcon 9 rocket. Protesting Indian farmers demanding higher prices for their produce observed a black day today following the death of a young protester days earlier. Black turbans and flags were seen around the protest site on the border of Punjab and Haryana states. Sarwan Singh Pandhar, General Secretary of one of the unions leading the protest, called on people across India to do the same to express anger towards the government over their actions. Authorities told local media that the man who died had suffered a head injury and the cause was yet to be determined. The incident came after police fired tear gas and used water cannons to scatter thousands, staging a march to Delhi last Wednesday. An earlier government proposal of minimum support prices to farmers who diversified their crops to grow cotton, pigeon peas, black matpe, red lentils and corn was rejected by the protesters who wanted additional food grains covered.
Sports news.
Organizers KP Oli Football Club thumped A-Division League winners Church Boys United 3-0 at the KP Oli Cup football tournament. In the inaugural match played at the Anfa Complex in Sadobato, Lalitpur today, the first half ended in a goalless stalemate. KP Oli FC, led by skipper Ananta Tamang, entered the second half with a different strategy and were rewarded with a goal by Fode Fofana in the 58th minute, making good use of the pass by Rohan Karki. Jay Gurung found the back of the net in the 68th minute to double KP Oli FC's lead. Jay scored as Church Boys defender could not clear the cross by Fofana. Jay scored his personal second goal of the match through a header to seal KP Oli FC's convincing 3-0 win over Church Boys United. With the win, KP Oli FC have advanced into the quarterfinals where they will face Jalakal Youth Club. There aren't any matches scheduled for tomorrow. Meanwhile, Neuro Team NRT will face 3-Star Club on Sunday. Namibia defeated Netherlands by 24 runs to register their third win at the ICC World Cricket League 2 series. In the match played at the Tribhuvan University Cricket Ground in Kantipur today, which had a delay in start due to wet outfield and was reduced to 45 overs, Namibia batted first after losing the toss and were bowled out for 203 runs in 41.3 overs. Jan Nicole Lofty-Ayton top scored for Namibia, scoring a quick-fire 49 off 43 balls, hitting 2 sixes and 6 fours. Opener Malan Kruger also contributed 39 runs, while Jan Freilich added 34. Vivian Kingma, with 3 wickets, was the most successful Dutch bowler. Chasing a victory target of 204 runs, Netherlands were bowled out for 179 runs in 43.5 overs. Noah Kroes was the leading scorer for Netherlands, who scored an unbeaten 46. Opener Max O'Dowd also added 24, while Bas Delida chipped in 24 runs. Gerhard Erasmus and Jan Freilich were the pick of the Dutch bowlers, grabbing 3 wickets each. With the win, Namibia lead the points table with 6 points from 4 matches. Nepal are in the second spot with 2 points from 3 matches, while Netherlands are third with also 2 points from 3 matches. Nepal will face Netherlands this Sunday in the last match of the series. That's all for the moment. Thank you for watching. Good night.